burst into the canvas. Cutter with tape. It's almost a... The man they call the megastars in the building in Ottawa.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
I just can't help. I've had my sights set on that world heavyweight. This ain't cash back like a pro with Chase Freedom Unlimited.
How's it going, guys?
Here's the pitch. Oh, he got hold of that one. It is out of here. High drive deep to right field.
Dude, is this thing cool? Should we keep it like this? Should we keep it like this, guys? The filter? Or what? Yo, what's up, Not Flying Toy? How's it going? Ow, ow, ow. Zonky. What do you guys think? Should we keep it like this? Could be pretty cool. No, change it back to normal. Got you. Have you been here before? Not a Flying Toy? Oh, shit.
With all due respect, I'm the landlord. You work for me.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh, that's what's up. Heck yeah. Bro, we got Kanye West here. We got the Kanye West trading card, bro. 4 to 10. Yee or Yay, as people know him. Without there's nothing. Nothing is without your own reality. Hey, thank you, Scooby. That's sick. This card is sick. I like the stamp and the coin. Especially, I like the coin. But yeah, 4 out of 10. Yes, sir. We also got the Bernie. We got the 1 of 1 Bernie trading card, bro. We got the 1 of 1 Bernie trading. We got the 1 of 1 Bernie trading card, which is sick. Stamp. Let's go, Bernie. Do you like Bernie Sanders? Blue stamped right there. We got the 1 of 1 Emble. Perfect trading card. Bernie Sanders is sick, bro. Bernie's sick. For sure.
You know who else defeated Rey Mysterio? All ego, Ethan Page. And you know who has their eyes on...
What's up, guys? How's it going? Make sure to click that like button when you come in. How's it going, guys?
Look, we all can agree Ethan Page has already earned his shot at the Intercontinental Championship, but you, as champion, seem to be a tad bit intimidated.
Oh, I'm intimidated.
Okay, I am.
Yes, they do, Mark. Mark, are you new here? Hey, bro, Mark, you got the WWE logo. I'm watching WWE right now. How's it going, man? You should definitely subscribe and come back to my lives.
You don't want to step in the ring with someone as amazing as all.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Mark. Definitely sub, bro.
Ethan, you had the same opportunity as I did to win this. You were in the same gauntlet match.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
To me. All right, now you were at the top of the list of guys I wanted to give an opportunity to. But then you opened your mouth. The garbage just, it spilled out. And you talked your way out of a championship match. Congrats.
RC7, I heard about GTA. I heard about GTA 6 getting linked or
Back to the
something.
line, I would just like to say, being in Ottawa, Canada, the capital of Canada, and not having Canada's greatest export, Ethan Page, competing tonight for something very high profile feels criminal to me. Yeah, that's a shame. Hey, let's focus on next week's that card on Monday Night Raw. The Women's Intercontinental Championship will be defended as Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day puts her gold on the line against the former champion, Sol Ruca. And it's the finals of the World Heavyweight Championship's #1 contenders tournament. The brothers face off. Penta versus Ray Phoenix. Winner heads to Mexico City in 3 weeks to face Roman Reigns for the world title. And as the Lucha Brothers collide, the OTC will be live and in living color, watching the results unfold. Roman Reigns returns to Raw next Monday. And we kicked off tonight with Stephanie McCare's return to the ring versus Roxanne Perez. McCare answered a lot of questions as to whether ring rust would play a factor, and despite repeated...
Hey, Dylan, what's up, man? I just been turning logos into N. That's what's up, dude. That's sick. I got the WWE logo right there if you haven't noticed.
From an unexpected ally. We have Becky Lynch, who also has her eyes set on the world title. We questioned over the last few weeks whether Becky and Stephanie can get on the same page. Well, in the end, McCare was able to compose herself and drive the prodigy face first into her knees. What a win. What a return to the ring for Stephanie McCare.
How's it going, Dylan? P1, what's up, guys? Bro.
Guys, thanks so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome...
No, dude, Dylan. Oh, that's right. You dude, I got stuff to show you and talk to you about.
I am happy to officially announce that in 2 weeks on Raw, you have a Women's World
Stephanie
Championship
McCare
match against Liv Morgan. Finally. Yeah, it is officially official. And after what happened earlier tonight, I wanted to get your reaction to the fact that in 2 weeks you have a chance to get your title back.
Once again, Liv showed me she needed her 2 pets to try to take me down, but no Liv.
Guys, make sure you click that like button when you come on. If you're new, feel free to comment.
And Becky, I don't need your help.
Dude, what do you guys think? Should we keep this one?
And in 2 weeks, I will
Should we keep this filter? Kind of.
And I will take back my title.
It kind of is sick. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Or do you guys like the normal one better?
Old statement from La Primera.
Do so. How's it going, guys? Be honest, what do you guys think? The Usos are here. Shrek in 3D. Do you like this filter or it's better? What's up, guys? How's it going? Make sure to click that like button if you're new. Show the original one again. Okay, this is the original. Okay, so this is the first filter, guys. Which filter looks better? This one or this one? Be honest. Why am I kind of feeling this one, bro? What do you guys think? Be honest. Be honest. Which one do you guys think is better? Gotcha. What's up, Girls Love Waffles? I like, dude, honestly, bro, I like this one. We got the Kanye West card, guys. We got the Kanye West trading card, bro. right here. It's sick. It has a stamp. Hold on. There we go. Da, da, da. 4 out of 10 gold. I buy them off people online, sometimes like Reddit communities. But you know, yeah, I also got the Bernie Sanders 1 of 1. I just got this one. We got the Bernie Sanders 1 of 1 trading card right here. It's stamped 1 of 1. Here, let me shine the light on it. You guys can see it. There's the stamp. It's a 1 of 1 stamp right there, you guys. But yeah. You're such random. Yeah, but they're sick though, bro. They're random, but they're sick. Good shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Furries are cool. Wait, so wait, did you dress like a furry? Did you dress like a furry? Was that the issue? Hold on, guys. I gotta get something. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh shit, Solo Sokoa. Oh, got you. Bro, this I'm feeling this filter.
Corey, I said it last week. The balls on this man, Solo Sikoa, to do what he did in the face of the bloodline. The Samoan spiked the OTC, shocking everyone, including his partner tonight, LA Knight. Solo said, hell no, I'm not coming back to the family. It was bold, it was rash, it was brazen, but it may have been the worst mistake Solo.
What's up, Kels? How's it going?
Roman Reigns, we know,
How you guys doing? What's up, Clara? How's it going? Wait, did autocredit? Also, glad my username. Did you say like my username? Anyways, hey, thank you. Dude, bro, the filter's sick. I'm feeling this filter, bro. I really am. This might have to be the new norm. This is like I feel like this is my vibe.
merely a lone wolf. The man walks to the beat of his own drum. Doesn't have a lot of friends. Doesn't have too many people eager to watch his back because LA Knight has a lot of fires. Enter Solo Sikoa. I think we may see a little bit of a different side from the Makesy. Yeah, double team now. And a big headbutt by Sikoa. Cover now on Jimmy and a kick out. And like what we just saw out of LA Knight and Solo Sikoa.
He's doing good. That's what's up. Heck yeah. I gotta. Ah. Dude. One of my favorite people is Martin Shkreli. I love Martin Shkreli. I know he's been to jail, kind of, but the thing is, he's still cool. He's still cool. That's what I like about him. He's still cool. He's a genius in pharmaceuticals and so forth. And honestly, he's one of the genius scammers of our generation, which is pretty hard to do. Well, not that hard to do, but very complex to do. So, yeah. Yes, I'm watching some of it. Why do you have picture of only black man on your t-shirt? What do you mean only black? Well, I mean, it's John Jones. I don't... I have other shirts, too. This is just my favorite fighter, John Jones. The reason why I have this shirt on is because it's John Jones, my favorite fighter. The greatest fighter... Wait. Hold on. I gotta look better. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Wait, let's see if the lighting looks better. Wait. Okay. It's delaying. It's delaying. No. Wait. Ah. The reason why I have this shirt on is because it's my favorite fighter, John Jones, the greatest fighter of all time. And so, yeah, it also has his iconic moments when he beat Shogun Rua to become the youngest champion at UFC history, 23, when he choked out Lyoto Machida, and when he beat Daniel Cormier for the first time. He's the greatest fighter of all time, and he's my favorite fighter. I don't care if he was on roids. Everybody was on roids. Yeah. Do you like Roblox? I play Roblox sometimes. I've played Roblox before. I play it sometimes. Is this stream delayed, guys, a little bit, or no? Whoo! Yes, I love furries. Furries are awesome. Yeah, furries are cool. Dude, I don't like the stream that the stream's delayed. Hold up. Okay. Cut your hair, please. If you want to. Well, the thing is, I'm going to let it grow out longer. Is it delaying, guys? I hate that it's delaying. Wait. Yeah, this filter's way better. Dude, so Dude, this is so delayed. What's up, Jupiter? How's it going? Guys, make sure you click that like button if you're new and subscribe. Ricky, you should subscribe. Timothy, you should subscribe. Did Fergaries kill Charlie Kirk in Israel? Well, I don't think, no, I just think Tyler Robinson did. I was actually looking at Muth fursuits and still earlier. Yeah, fursuits are awesome. Yeah, there's a seriously business in fursuits. Yes, Jupiter, exactly. John Bones Jones. Hey, you should definitely subscribe because I'm a UFC fan as well. Yeah, they are. They are. But hey, if you make a lot of friends in it, it becomes good. What's on your lip? It's my chapped lips. Do you have a favorite dinosaur? That's a good question. Probably the T-Rex. Rawr. JWR, you should definitely subscribe. Xero Misley, how's it going? I like that name. Can you say happy birthday to my friend Penny Trader? Happy birthday, Penny. Xero Misley, you should definitely subscribe and come back on my lives. Wills, you should definitely subscribe.
Check, he was consistently breaking the law. So what's the difference? Because immigrants go in here purposely for years and years and years, and then
Tom Cruise, big fan, bro. Please react to another Mission Impossible. Hey, X, you should definitely subscribe. I appreciate the compliment, bro. Tom Cruise is awesome. Dude, why is it delayed for you guys too? Is the audio and delayed in the video or what? Answer me, please. No, it's not lagging. Someone else tell me if it's lagging. All right, I got one saying it's lagging, one saying it's not. Seems like you say 5K away, thinking I'm in your neighbor calling me. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me close the app and let me come back on. Hold up. All right. Let's see if it works now. Okay. Yeah, it's mad lagging. It's because of the filter. I think it's because of the filter. Wait, no, it's not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know.
the country illegally. Well, under that same scope of understanding, Donald Trump was in constant violation of the law by consistently having those fraudulated ledger entries in his business books. There's no difference. There's no difference. Coming into the country was the original crime.
What's up, Elgar? You should definitely subscribe. Come back to my lives. Okay, what am I doing?
American Negro. So it's kind of like trying to run Skynet on an Atari. He's very, very brilliant and really extraordinary. And probably, I would say, the way that I think about him, I said this to him, I don't think he'd be too mad if I say this. I think he's the last great European composer accidentally dropped in the body of a 21st century American Negro.
Did it?
And so there are these sort of extraordinary creative leaps that you know just like that's fucking Mozart, you know, having enough kind of a cultural hit.
Steve Jobs movie investment. What's up, Swanky?
Is this the right Apple computer?
Yeah, this is us.
You expecting something else? No. Well, yeah, maybe something a little less mansion family.
Startup.
I'm Mike Markolo.
Steve. Chops.
Steve, I heard a lot about you. You spoke to Don Valentine. Oh, he and I are old colleagues of sorts.
VC from the party.
Yeah, Valentine. He said you called him 150 times.
Jesus.
He practically begged me to come and look at your outfit here. Called in a personal favor.
Well, Mark.
Mike.
Welcome to Apple Computer.
Thank you. Yeah, is this everything? Yes.
No, we're in 6 stores in the greater area. We'll be launching the Apple II in about a month.
In a few months.
It's close.
Gentlemen, is there some place we can... Thanks, Mrs. J.
The best.
Yeah. So, where were we?
I'm sorry, don't take this the wrong way, but what's your angle?
What my colleague's trying to say is...
Where was your last employment?
Intel.
So how much are we talking about here?
The investment?
That's what you came here for.
Foreplay's not Steve's strong suit.
Isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've been looking for something to really sink my teeth into. Look, Steve, I'm willing to take the risk. And this certainly qualifies, but risk disguises promise, and you've shown promise. I've seen it in your eye, and I know that look because I've had it myself. Tells me you're onto something big. Yeah, okay, to the point. I think we should start with around 90 grand, see where that takes us.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
I'm sorry. $90,000 isn't going to get it done.
Oh, wait, Steve, 1 second.
I don't see anybody else coming in your garage with a checkbook.
Oh, no, 90 grand gets it done for us. I just don't think...
Yes, exactly, bro. Dude, I am watching it. Mark, you know this. You know this, bro. Hey, Mark, you want to see something cool, bro? I gotta show you something. Yes, it is a great movie. Okay, hold on, me. I got a new Kanye West trading card out of 10 right here. Number 4 out of 10 gold. So excited, happy to own it, bro. This is when he was running for president. So this was in 2020 when this was made. Posted. You sent it to PNC. How long? Yeah, it took like 2 months. Yeah, so it took 2 months. It takes a long time, you know. But, you know, some of the cards I don't get to grade. Like, for example, this one. You know, I have sort of some problems with PSA. And I also... this one I'm super proud about because it shows that I can literally... No Democrat can hate me now. I got the 1/1 Bernie Sanders blue stamp. Look how beautiful it is. You see, this is what I like about these cases instead of PSA. Is that look at it's the stamp is so vibrant and whatnot. And it's also, you know, I like the action of putting in the screws and whatnot, like taking the card out, you know, screwing it in, screwing in the screws and so forth. And whatnot. And it just kind of looks more sleek a little bit, you know. But yeah, this Bernie Sanders card is awesome. It's the 1/1. The stamp looks awesome. Everything looks awesome, and so forth. Yes, yes. Look, you know the obviously the PSA is good for grading and authentication, but I don't know, bro. There's something about the physical, tactile thing I like about putting in the case and stuff. It's more personal, you know, like So yeah. If I want to send it to PSA, I can. I mean, it's a 1/1, so it ain't like no one else is going to grade one. You know what I mean? Yes, yes, it's awesome. Thank you, little miss. Make sure to click that like button.
We'll do the $90,000 investment at a $300,000.
Wait, Wayne Gacy, that's the serial killer? Is that the serial killer, Mark?
Valuation, but I also want you to kick in a $250,000 credit line with 10% interest to be paid back in full once we meet net revenue
No, it's not. Gacy, no. That guy's Gacy. Never mind.
positive.
The ghost train doesn't appear on wouldn't have an effect. Ryova. But the Russian president also often stays at this luxury residence in Valdai. And he's believed to own this opulent estate in Crimea, a summer residence in Sochi, and a palace at Kepidokopas. To move between these locations or attend state visits, Putin needs to travel. And that's when he's most vulnerable. He's protected around the clock by both visible and covert security forces. But the Kremlin relies on one thing above all: unpredictability. This is Putin's car, an Oris.
What's up, Connor Love? How's it going? I think we're going back to gold standards. Dude, you know what's crazy? Mark, you know what's crazy? You know what I realized after thinking a little bit? You know socialism is going to win, right? You know, socialism is eventually going to win. We are all going to be living in apartments and stuff like that, and we're all going to be living in virtual reality. Digital capitalist will exist. Digital capital will exist, meaning in virtual reality, houses in virtual reality, that will exist. But in terms of actual reality and stuff, socialism is going to win and stuff. However, there will be digital capitalism, you know. And so I was just thinking, I'm like, fuck, bro. You know, honestly, it's gonna win, bro. It's gonna win and stuff, and that might not be all bad because if we're all in VR and stuff like that, we could go explore places and so forth, and whatnot. Wait, what state do you live in? Yeah, like, well, I think we could also have ways not to like, you know, to be not lazy in VR and stuff like that. But I'm in Michigan. Well, socialist programs, that's better wording. Got you. Yeah. You live in Cali? Because I live in Cali too. I don't know if you do as well, but if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. Digital capital will exist though. And these things, these collectibles and stuff like that, they're going to, in AI, when AI takes over, these things are going to be considered like artifacts. Like cards like this are going to be considered human artifacts, and they're going to be special because humans actually handled them and stuff. They're going to be looked at as like museum artifacts and so forth. And we're not that far off. You know what I mean? And Elon Musk said it too, that money won't matter in 20 something. He said 2030 or whatever and whatnot. And that basically means socialism is going to win.
The not limousine. The interior is fitted with luxury features, genuine leather.
Wait, what do you mean by physical media collection? What do you mean by that, physical media? Like what kind of things?
Plush seating and a minibar. But more importantly, it's a fortress on wheels. Imagine this. Putin is on his way to Moscow. Suddenly, a group of attackers opens fire. But the limo is heavily armored, designed to withstand high-caliber rounds and reportedly even armor-piercing ammunition. Their bullets have no effect, so the attackers throw a hand grenade. Even then, the limo stays intact and barrels forward as if nothing happened.
Socialism is close to communism. They entice you with it, and then they limit your rights. Yeah. DVDs, games, especially old ones. Oh, that's sick. Dude, that's so dope. You know what I like? You know what I'm a fan of is like mixtapes. Like, this kind of looks like a mixtape-ish and stuff. I like it. I like the mixtapes. I really do.
The fuel tank is fortified against explosions. The tires are fire-resistant and reinforced. Even if all four were destroyed, the car could keep on driving. The limo is incredibly heavy, 6.5 tons, but it's surprisingly fast. It's powered by a 4.4-liter V8 twin-turbo engine supported by a hybrid powertrain. In an emergency, it can accelerate to 100 kilometers an hour in 12 seconds and reach top speeds of up to 170.
That's sick. Yeah, CDs are cool too.
The cabin has its own air filtration system, so even a gas attack probably wouldn't have an effect. There's an emergency exit, too. Putin's limo is extremely secure, but for longer distances, he prefers another means of transport. Putin is flying to North Korea for a state visit. He's on board an Ilyushin IL-96. The model was developed in the Soviet Union back in the 1980s. Technically, it's considered outdated. The long-haul jet still has 4 engines. But Putin continues to rely on it. His customized version is known as the Flying Kremlin, and it's equipped for maximum comfort. The presidential jet is stocked with a
Yes, I do remember that.
A conference room, comfort. The presidential jet is stocked with a king-size bed, a conference room, a dining area, and a personalized gym. Even at 10,000 meters, security remains the top priority. The Flying Kremlin reportedly has its own advanced communications array, missile defense system, and emergency escape pod. When necessary, it's escorted by fighter jets. But that's not all. Intelligence reports also suggest that Putin is so paranoid that he's constantly accompanied by a team of personal doctors. Most of us can't relate. Half of us haven't even booked a dentist appointment in a year. It's a website, but have to. You can read review Love Calm, a filtdark.com video, presidential planes. The Flying Kremlin is said to be just one of 4 identical presidential planes. Whenever Putin flies abroad on official business, the 3 clone aircraft also take off. They all follow different routes, making it difficult to track Putin's exact movements. But even this elaborate tactic has a weakness.
It's relatively easy to track an airplane, right?
This is Russian investigative journalist Ilya Rozhdestvensky. Living in exile, he works with the Dossier Center, a non-profit investigative project.
There are dozens of websites like Flight Radar and all these sort of things that provide data on different airplanes.
Technically, each of these aircraft could be tracked and located, which means that in theory, a powerful adversary could target all four at once, which is exactly why Putin prefers his train. If you saw this train moving through Russia, you'd barely notice it.
It looks like a normal Russian train, gray with red stripes. There is probably very little chance that you would recognize it if you see it somewhere.
Look closer, and you notice a few oddities, like multiple diesel locomotives at the front of the train, and this small dome on the roof.
For the special communications, and that's probably it. That's the only thing that is different from the normal train.
It isn't a secret that Putin has his own special train. The Kremlin has even released images from its onboard conference room. But for a long time, no one knew what the rest of the train looked like. Until the Dossier Center released some highly confidential documents. These were allegedly leaked by an insider at Sircon Service, a Russian company specializing in manufacturing custom railway cars. The Kremlin allegedly tasked Sircon Service with building the cars for the presidential train.
It's not a very big business. There are not too many people who really want
train. The Kremlin allegedly tasked Sircon Service with building the cars for the presidential train.
It's not a very big business. There are not too many people who really want to spend their money to build a custom train.
According to the leaks, the train is heavily armored and bulletproof. That makes it so heavy that each car needs 6 axles rather than the standard 4.
Inside, wow, it's luxurious. It's really something incredible. This train provides Putin with anything he could possibly need. There is a car where he can sleep, there is a car for work, there is a restaurant car.
One car is even said to house a fully equipped gym and a beauty salon soundproofed to prevent audio surveillance, complete with a massage table and a radio frequency machine designed to keep the skin firm. The Kremlin denies that Putin has ever used or owned a train car like this. Finally, there's a tiled spa area featuring a full Turkish steam bath and shower. Ilya says the ghost train doesn't appear on official timetables.
There will be no way to track this train. If you work with a Russian railway company, you can still find some data about this train, but you need some special access to the internal infrastructure. So there is no way for normal people to understand that some special train is moving.
It simply speeds toward its destination, blowing right past any stations along the way. Apparently, it often does so on its own secret train tracks, which terminate at private train stations built just for Putin.
There are a couple of stations that they were built specifically for Vladimir Putin. So basically, they are near his palaces, official residences, houses. So I think there are like at least 3 of them. We know about one in Turkey, where his official residence is located, Bochero-Prochey. One is not far from Moscow, in Novogorova. It's probably one of his main official residence. And the third one is in Valdai. That's his main place. That's where he and his family spend most of the year.
So at any given time, it's hard to say which of his official residences Putin is at. There's another meeting scheduled for today. Lately, Putin's been holding more video calls and making more addresses from the presidential office in Novogorova, especially since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Дамы и господа, почти 8 лет самыми варварскими методами нелегитимные решения по так называемой заморозке российских активов.
Many of these are recorded and released to the public. For Russians, the office in the presidential residence is instantly recognizable. The room, the table, the background. But wait. In footage of Putin's office, investigative journalists have noticed something peculiar. Take a look at this door handle, and then at these two. Notice how they're not the same height? The thermostat is also positioned slightly differently. Here it's centered, but here it's placed slightly to the left. In this one, it's slightly lower. The wall panels behind Putin are also arranged in slightly different ways. Other details, like the vents and the TV stands, are also inconsistent. It appears that Putin has had near identical replicas of his office built in his residences in Valdai and Sochi.
The idea behind this is that Vladimir Putin prefers to stay, I would say, silent, probably. So he makes it look like he's in his office, in his official residence in Nova Galieva, and he records some video and makes some statements. And there is also some part of the statement where it's said that it's all happening in Nova Galieva, for instance. In fact, he could.
Here, okay. Hey, thank you for the $10 on Venmo Josie, who says, thank you for the noble work you do. You're truly making the world a better place. Please stay safe. I appreciate you. Listen, I try to do good work. Right now, I'm really limited because of the amount of trolls that we've had all day. It's just been insanity. Absolutely ludicrous, quite frankly. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Thank you, Jasmine, for the $10 on PayPal. He says, perhaps if you drop the American-only stipulation, you'll get more people. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But, like, the goal is to still, like, influence more people to vote for the left, which requires them being American. I don't know. I'll consider. Haley, thank you as well for the $16. It is Hallie. It says, Dean, I'm from Canada and extremely disappointed in the way that the U.S. government is with orange face. I'm also deeply sorry for the accusations that you are facing that are obviously false. I love you and hope that you're doing well. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so happy that you enjoy the live streams. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously false. The internet knows that now, which is a good thing. So, Addison, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, I made it in the queue finally. Please don't end before you debate me. Okay, apparently there's somebody by the name of Addison in the queue that is here to debate. Where is Addison? Addison, what does your TikTok account look like? Happily had you up here so we could skip past all the trolls. There's just been so many. Yeah, you're going to have to let me know, Addison. You're going to have to let me know specifically what your TikTok profile looks like so I could just get you up here. Let's go to get the next guest connected because unfortunately we were not able to find Addison. Karma and Day, do you support Trump?
No.
Okay, then stay out of the queue. It's so fucking easy. Welcome in. Daniel, do you support Trump? Nice. Moving on to the next guest. Nice. This is great. Yippee! This is awesome. Jack, do you support Trump?
Why'd you say that girl, Dean?
Which girl? The Emily girl who stole the identity of a 13-year-old from Australia? Yep. Or that girl?
Yep.
Okay, well, the girl said I didn't assay her and that she had her identity stolen. Why do you believe lies, Jack?
Wait, what? Hold on. That doesn't make sense. And Parker, why are you...
Wait. Don't refocus on Parker. You're saying something doesn't make sense. The fact that you're peddling a false
maybe I
just
just have...
Me politically doesn't make
maybe
sense.
I have Trump... Maybe I have Trump ears, but from what I heard, it was a girl from the UK.
Well, in fact, yeah, that was the real girl who had her identity stolen, not the Emily girl. And the fact that you know that she had a British or Australian accent means that you know that she had her identity stolen.
Actually do that, then, I
Wait,
guess.
Jack, the only way that you could know that she's from the UK or from Australia is if you heard her voice, and the only time her voice has been made public is in the video saying that I didn't rape her and she had her identity stolen.
Like I said.
So just to clarify, you know I didn't rape or essay anybody, but now you're joining a live stream of 30,000 people saying that I did. Do you know that opens you up to defamation? You know that opens you up to libel or slander?
Yeah, yikes.
Okay, apologize.
A big oopsie.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Just apologize.
Not bad.
Good boy.
Sorry, Dean.
Moving on to the next guest. Yeah, nice. Another Trump supporter, intentionally peddling false allegations. No, that's good. Guys, it's a great look, by the way. It's a great look for the right. It makes you guys look great. Makes you guys look awesome. Yeah. When you extort the stolen identity of a child to peddle a false rape allegation, it makes you look great. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Somebody in the chat says, oh, how does it feel, Dean? Oh, yeah. Own the liberals by extorting the identity of innocent 13-year-old children. Owning the liberals, bro. Congrats. You own the libs, bro. 10 out of 10. You own. I feel so owned right now, bro. I feel so owned right now, bro. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the box to be here for debate. Show owned, quite frankly. We're getting show owned. Okay, looking for the next guest right now. Addison said that she's in the queue and their name is Addie. I'm looking through the queue.
This is the Breitspurbahn, an enormous train, 6 meters wide, 7 meters high. Inside, it is incredibly luxurious and heavily armed. Hidden under a dome is an anti-aircraft installation. There are countless weapons on board and cabins filled with soldiers. The train was the brainchild of none other than Adolf Hitler. It was his personal favorite toy. While many of his megalomaniac projects were cancelled as the war progressed, he tried to force this one into existence until his end, because it was central to the Nazis' plans for world domination. Hitler was well known for his insane infrastructure projects. The German stadium was to be built in Nuremberg alongside the Congress Hall and the Zeppelin.
Appreciate the guy staying
with
on
space
here.
for 400,000 people. It would have been the largest arena in the world. The Elbe High Bridge in Hamburg would have dwarfed the Golden Gate Bridge. These and many other projects were scrapped when the Nazis started losing World War II, but the Breitspurbahn was different. It was considered one of Hitler's favorite projects. In 1941, it was given top priority. Hitler personally demanded that all forces necessary be deployed to realize it. Although steel was already extremely scarce at the time, his project was granted 84,000 tons. We actually found the original plans for Hitler's monster train. The German historian Anton Joachim Stahler collected from several archives and published them in this book. Although the entire German industry was geared towards warfare, the Nazi leadership commissioned the same companies to develop the Breitspurbahn. Over 100 designs for locomotives and wagons were submitted. The distance between rails is called the track gauge. Even back then, the standard gauge of 1,435 meters was already widespread all over the world, with small deviations in some countries. Hitler originally wanted a 4-meter wide gauge for his train. After a lot back and forth, he was finally persuaded to settle for 3 meters. The train itself was massive too, 6 meters wide and 7 meters tall. The length was up to 420 meters for the passenger trains and over a kilometer for freight traffic. A double-decker, as demanded by the Führer. Today's trains almost seem back and forth was already widespread all over the world, with small deviations in some countries. Hitler originally wanted a 4-meter wide gauge for his train. After a lot of back and forth, he was finally persuaded to settle for 3 meters. The train itself was massive too, 6 meters wide and 7 meters tall. The length was up to 420 meters for the passenger trains and over a kilometer for freight traffic. A double-decker, as demanded by the Führer. Today's trains almost seem puny in comparison. Inside, the Breitspurbahn was supposed to be packed with luxury. The first class was located on the upper deck for better views. Here you had the most space, a lush interior with coat racks and comfy armrests. Directly below, usually on the lower deck, was the second class. Still spacious, the third class was a bit narrower. Additionally, there were countless communal areas. You could sip wine, smoke, and lounge on sofas in a bar. Similar setups, just without the bar, were found in a reading and socializing area. The planned dining car was particularly impressive. In the drafts, it was paneled with natural wood, adorned with gold and had chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. It was supposed to be the only single-decker car, with ceilings so high you wouldn't feel like you were on a train.
Read what?
Besides this main hall, there were additional restaurants and breakfast rooms planned.
That's a quarterback. I don't know what you mean. Darren, Scuffy, what's up, Scuff? All of you should subscribe. Every person should subscribe and come back on my lives, and hit that notification bell just cause, you know.
The train was also to feature a cinema for almost 200 people. A smaller stage should host lectures and performances.
The train was meant to travel far, so the plans included sleeping cars. In first class, after a spacious reception area, wealthy Nazis would find roomy sleeping compartments, with sofas, armchairs, a vanity table, and a large window with an outside view. The first class rooms were also supposed to have their own toilet, sink, and shower. The smaller bedrooms in second class only had a sink. Nevertheless, all passengers could freshen up in the bath car. It was supposed to host 4 bathtubs and 20 showers. Additionally, there were layouts for ladies' and gentlemen's hairdressing salons, so the undercut wouldn't suffer during the journey. Also, there were storage and staff rooms. A pastry shop would supply guests with snacks, fresh cakes, and all kinds of drinks. Another highlight was planned at the very end of the train, a fully glazed viewing platform. At this point, we wish we had a smooth bridge to today's sponsor, but that's pretty tough.
Yes, I am studying
Cool
for another
company, though,
movie.
and this is how we finance making these videos. So, industry topic. We would a fully glazed viewing platform. Get an exclusive discount of 15% on your first order. What did Hitler aim to achieve with the Breitspurbahn? Why did he prioritize it so much? It was perfectly level, never deviating more than an inch. The 4 sides are aligned to the cardinal directions with near perfect accuracy. Egypt the ability to grow excess crops to keep its production well fed, made primarily out of solid stone. Inside will be 3 burial chambers.
Victoria, Southern Australia. Linda Matthews is watching her husband. By the late 19th century, so he's released early and ends up working for Grunenthal. But the company's most famous ex-Nazi is probably Otto Ambros, the chemical weapons expert widely thought to have been one of the leaders of the Monowitz concentration camp. After the war, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. But 3 years later, he was released early for good behavior and appointed to the boards of several companies. In 1972, he became an advisor to Grunenthal. Reports suggest that after the war, the company employed at least 5 high-ranking former Nazis. Grunenthal confirms that it employed researchers who had held positions of power within the Nazi Party, but it claims this was common practice in Germany during the post-war years. Today, Grunenthal strongly condemns the Nazis' crimes and says it's committed to a free, diverse, and tolerant society. In the early 1960s, the family business ends up making global headlines. Not for the war criminals working in its lab. In 2021, the Wirtz family publicly apologizes to those affected. Amounts of time and money. Many compounds are abandoned long before market approval. Some never make it out of the research phase. That makes patent protection extreme.
This guy said, for now that you feel bad to give Israel 50 million. What the fuck? Wooden doors, ballpoint pen, swimming pools, 1 person every 3 seconds. Now that you feel bad to give Israel 50 million.
And money. Many compounds are abandoned long before market approval. Some never make it out of the research phase. That makes patent protection extremely important. Only the patent holder can profit from distributing a drug's active ingredient. That allows them to recoup the massive investment R&D requires. And according to Grunenthal, after its launch in 1977, tramadol became one of the world's most frequently prescribed
History remembers Hitler for many things.
Thank you, Nora. Nora, you should definitely subscribe. Nora HE, you should subscribe for sure. If you can, that would be cool. And come back on my lives if you want.
A failed artist, his love for German shepherds, being a Nazi dickhead. Yeah, it's mostly the Nazi dickhead thing. But one thing you might be surprised to learn about Hitler is that he was actually one of the wealthiest men of his time. And no, not just because of all that stolen Nazi gold and loot gathered from all across Europe, but because of his own shrewd business skills. Young Hitler lived a bohemian lifestyle before it was cool, making him the ultimate mass-murdering hipster. He rented a small apartment in Vienna with a friend and struggled to get by selling small paintings and postcards to tourists. After being rejected from art school twice, Hitler was soon out on the street, all of his funds having run out. After World War I, Hitler had become involved in German politics, and famously took part in the failed beer hall putsch of 1923. As a result, he was sent to prison for 5 years, and to help pay off his legal fees,
Heck
he
yeah,
dictated
let's
what
go.
would become Mein Kampf to two of his cellmates. Hitler imagined that the book would be popular amongst the National Kampf to two of his cellmates. And to help pay off his legal fees, he dictated what would become Mein Kampf to two of his cellmates. Hitler imagined that the book would be popular amongst the National Socialist Party, and had no big dreams of making it as a writer. All he needed was a few thousand people to buy the book so that he could pay off his legal fees. And in 1925, the first year of its publication, Mein Kampf sold 9,000 copies. While this certainly helped pay for his legal fees, Hitler would see no royalties from these meager sales. However, as Hitler began to rise along the ranks of the National Socialist Party, so did his exposure as an author. More and more party members, and even some curious members of the public, wanted to know what this mustachioed young man was all about. And copies of Mein Kampf slowly began to increase in sales. By 1930, Mein Kampf had managed to sell 55,000 copies in a single year, and by this time, Hitler was receiving decent, if not impressive, royalty checks from his publisher. Once Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, though, book sales of Mein Kampf exploded, and in 1933, the year he took power, sales skyrocketed to over 850,000. Needless
You're Phil? Heck yeah, let's go.
to say Hitler was now pulling in rather large royalty checks. Thanks to his massive personality cult and the fact that he ruled Germany unchecked, Hitler decided that the best way to boost sales of his book even further was to have the government itself buy copies. Therefore, the Nazi government immediately bought 6 million copies of his book, and copies were being provided to soldiers and government workers alike. Even married couples received a free copy on their wedding day, as a very weird congratulatory present from the Nazi government. But as Hitler became more popular, or infamous, depending on your take, the world at large grew curious about the Nazi author. Internationally, Hitler earned royalties on the sale of his book up until 1939, when he was declared an enemy of the Allies and had all international royalties cut off. Granted, he was never earning nearly as much internationally as domestically, but he was still pulling in $560,000 in royalties from sales in Britain and about $50,000 in royalties from sales in the US. During the war, his book would continue to sell in the US, though the US government seized control of publishing royalties by invoking the Trading with the Enemy Act and ended up giving $260,000 in royalties to war refugee charities. While Hitler was trying to kill people, ironically his book was helping those same people. At his height, Hitler was earning about $13.5 million a year from book sales in today's dollars, which would be far more impressive if he wasn't basically forcing the Nazi government to simply buy his book. All those sales, though, had accumulated to a $10 million tax bill, which Hitler simply ordered one of his ministers to forgive. We gotta admit, sometimes it pays to be on top. Literally. In total, Hitler would earn a whopping $170 million in today's dollars just by selling copies of Mein Kampf. All this money was used to buy several very expensive properties around Germany in a year from book sales.
What's up, man?
Which would be far more impressive if he wasn't basically forcing the Nazi government to simply buy his book. All those sales, though, had accumulated to a $10 million tax bill, which Hitler simply ordered one of his ministers to forgive. We gotta admit, sometimes it pays to be on top. Literally. In total, Hitler would earn a whopping $170 million in today's dollars just by selling copies of Mein Kampf. All this money was used to buy several very expensive properties around Germany, though Hitler also used a great deal of his own personal fortune to fund the Nazi Party. He even made one of his homes, the Berghof, into the main headquarters of the Nazi Party. Sadly, when the British tried to bomb it back to the Stone Age, their bombs largely missed and only managed to slightly damage it. Hitler, however, used his political power to enrich himself with one more other cunning ploy. He licensed his image to the German government and then ordered that it be used basically everywhere. From posters to stamps to the covers of propaganda magazines and books, Hitler's face was everywhere all across the German nation. And every time his face was printed on anything, Hitler got a cut thanks to licensing fees. Given that Hitler was the one ordering the creation of all this propaganda material, we once more have to admit that this is a pretty pro-supervillain move. Taking over a country and ruling it like a dictator is one thing, but selling your image to your own government and then forcing it to print it everywhere is on a whole other level of villainy. Then, of course, there is all the untold stolen wealth of Europe that the Nazis, quote, liberated as they invaded nations. By the end of the war, the Nazis had stolen a whopping $21 billion in gold. And it was this stolen gold that helped entirely fund the German war machine for 5 whole years. As supreme ruler of Germany, whatever the state owned was basically Hitler's personal wealth as well, though the Allies made sure that he spent every stolen cent on the war effort, lest his forces be defeated sooner than they eventually were. Still, with the largest gold reserves in the world for a short while, Hitler was likely one of history's richest rulers, if only briefly. Today, Mein Kampf continues to sell copies. Physical copies of the book are understandably very rare, as most people don't want to be caught in public reading Mein Kampf. Yet, thanks to digital readers like Kindle, digital sales of Mein Kampf have exploded around the world. Part of this is due to sheer curiosity, and in some parts of the world who have learned very little about Hitler and his role in World War II, Mein Kampf and anything Hitler related is actually seen as trendy, hip, and cool. This is especially true in Southeast Asia, with Thailand in love with anything Hitler related. Again, this is mostly due to the fact that Thai citizens learned very little about Hitler's role in World War II, and for them he's apparently nothing more than a snazzy dresser with a funny mustache. A rise in anti-Semitism and nationalism, however, has also seen sales of Mein Kampf increase in the last few years, and that's rather unfortunate for the rest of us non-Nazi dickheads. Ironically though, because no publisher wants to be associated with Hitler and his book, or seen as enriching themselves from Nazi trash, the vast majority of all money made from the sales of the book are funneled straight into various charities. So while white supremacists are buying up Mein Kampf and hating on Jews and other minorities, they're actually helping fund a ton of charities that help those groups of people and others out. Thanks, idiots. After Hitler's death, what remained of his wealth and ongoing royalties from Mein Kampf went to one of Hitler's surviving cousins, who flatly refused them and did not wish to be associated with one of history's greatest villains. Instead, those funds were channeled to various charities and post-war reconstruction efforts. The same goes for sales of his early artwork, with no dealers wanting to be associated with Hitler, and sales largely taking place between private sellers and collectors. In the end, Hitler may have been one of the most evil men to ever live, but ironically, he would end up defeating himself as his wealth continues to this day to be used for causes that would likely make him turn over in his grave. Should Mein Kampf simply be banned outright? Let us know in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great content. The middle class has been sterilized. Most people think the collapsing birth rate is just about money. Couples need 2 incomes just to survive, and adding children feels impossible. They're wrong. The biggest forces driving birth rates down aren't war, climate change, or even the economy. They're bureaucracy, safety regulations, and planning decisions. The real crisis hasn't even started yet, and almost nobody is talking about it. When the boys came marching home from war, they got busy, in more ways than one. After World War II, there was a massive boost to the U.S. infrastructure and economy. The high of surviving the war made a lot of people feel like the time was right to have kids.
What's up, Jane? How's it going? Thank you, Amer. Amer, you should definitely subscribe and come back on my lives. Hold up. This thing going. I'm gonna put this back in. It's my vibe. It's my vibe. Guys, make sure you click that like button. Please.
I don't see you. I'll continue to look for you. Peace, good night, and goodbye.
How's it going, guys? Hey, Cole and Fidget, guys, everyone who's new here, please do subscribe and come back on my lives and hit that notification bell just because. How you do it is you go to my profile, you click notification bell, then you click all. Again, go to my profile, click notification bell, then click all.
But Pearl Harbor was not the first planned attack on the United States, nor would it be the only. Most Americans are familiar with the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. The event would spur the United States into taking action against Imperial Japan and the Third Reich, making them a major player in the events of the Second World War. But Pearl Harbor was not the first planned attack on the United States, nor would it be the only attempt to bring the war to American soil, because Hitler had plans for his secret agents to strike at the heart of the land of the free. Or at least they would have if the whole plan hadn't ended up becoming a deranged, farcical mess. On June 13, 1942, in what was known as Operation Pastorius, 8 German nationals invaded the United States of America. Their orders were to sabotage the United States war effort by planting explosives.
Awesome, thank you. Let's go.
Bridges. All of them were caught.
Let's go. All right, that's cool.
By 27th and faced a military tribunal.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Do any of you like the singer Kanye West? Does anyone like Kanye West here? Just curious. Just rate, just say yes in the comments if you do.
One of their own. These men were George Dash, Ernst Peter Berger, Heinrich Harm Heink, Richard Kieran, John Carling, Werner Thiel, Herman Neubauer.
Kinda. Okay, we got one kinda. Come on, someone. We got to have one more in the comments if yes or no. I'm not waiting. Okay.
And Herbert Hans Haupt. The United States had remained neutral in the war until Pearl Harbor, after which the U.S. declared war against Japan on December 8, 1941. On the 11th, Germany and Italy had in turn declared war on the United States. In the early months of World War II, the United States contributed.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Since there was only one, I won't show it. It's okay.
The industrial production, equipment, and supplies to help the Allies defend themselves against the Nazis.
Yes, he's all right. Okay, got you. Okay, well, check this out. I got a gold out of 10. Kanye West trading card, numbered out of 10. You guys can barely see it because it has, a filter, but it's numbered out of 10. It has a coin right there, has a stamp right there. And this is a card when he was running for president. So if you guys don't remember him visiting Trump and running for president and stuff, this is a card when he did that, when he was running for president. In fact, this is one of the outfits he wore during one of his speeches for running for president and whatnot. So that's cool. That's cool. You know what I mean? Yes.
Nazis. As a result,
make sure to click that like button.
Hitler had given the order to mount a serious effort to reduce American production. German intelligence would turn to sabotage. Lieutenant Walter Kappa would be in charge of the project. He had spent many years in the United
So the consumer app basically has pins like every on-street and off-street car park. And I can show you, we are mapping every on-street and off-street car park. And I can show you exactly the spot that's right for you for price, time of day, all that sort of stuff.
Because I use apps at the moment when I'm in London that tell me where my nearest parking is.
But that actually doesn't give you sort of like controlled hours.
No, absolutely. It's
Appreciate you guys staying on here.
Nowhere near the
Yeah, all
sophistication
they are
of
is a
yours
payment
at all.
gateway. We have a payment gateway built into our sort of parking knowledge.
There's another thing that I want to understand about this model, which is are you able to tell me where there is an empty parking space?
Yes.
How do you do that?
So this is an on-street sensor. So we just rolled out 72 of these into Coventry. We've put every single disabled bay in Coventry.
So the answer is that you can do this by using sensors?
Yes.
Okay, until every parking space has a sensor. What is the other way that you can tell if there's an empty parking space?
We just currently did a solution with Westminster, Vodafone and Pimlico Plumbers, and this basically turns vehicles into sensors.
Okay, ironically, that's really clever. That's brilliant.
You're still in development, and you're obviously looking to raise 200,000 today. How much more money do you think it's actually going to take?
Right, okay, so we probably need about 20, it'd be about 3 million.
You must have gone quite a long way with this already.
Yeah, we've raised 1.2 million.
Where from?
From angels and then from institutional investors as well.
So you've got institutional investors on board?
Yeah.
Okay, right. What was the last valuation that you brought money into the company at?
4 million, basically, yeah.
4 million, okay. And okay, do you know how this works in Dragon's Den? I mean, essentially, we're expected to give our time, contacts, and expertise, and in return for that, you know what? We kind of don't expect to get a valuation which is twice as much as the last round.
So just to be clear, that's been sort of a year or more of progress.
Okay, what are your figures in terms of revenue?
So we're projected for 500,000 this year, and then next year we're projected for 2 million, and the year after that 5 million.
2 million. 5 million profit?
Yes, that's it. There was 4 million profit. It'd be a million running costs.
I think it's really good. I think you're obviously very, very good. I mean, there's like, you know, but you don't doubt that for a minute either. You know, I think for me, it's about finding business that I can add value to with people that I can.
I'm watching something called Dragon's Den. It's like the Shark Tank of London and Europe. So I like watching it for businesses and stuff like that, you know. Oh, shoot. To look into businesses and whatnot, like in the UK. It's like Shark Tank, but for the UK. So, yeah, and I like one specific guy. One specific guy there, which is cool. He's cool. He's cool. I like it. I like it. That's the thing. I like it. I like it. It's my vibe. Yeah, probably. Probably.
Work with that actually need my help.
Living Dead Girl, you
And
should click
I
that
love
like
that.
button, guys. You all should click that
and
like
that's
button.
not who you are. You've got to go out and raise lots more money.
Yes, I got something to show you. By the way, I don't know if you saw it. Did you go look at both my new post in my post section, and you'll see something I think you'll love. I posted two, but just go look and like and comment on it, and then come back and tell me what you think. Okay, Fox, you think you can do that for me? Okay, got you. In my post section. All right, thank you. In the post section, it says posts. Pictures, it's pictures.
Either I continue to invest as a very passive investor, or I get diluted by an enormous amount very, very quickly.
Yeah.
It's not for me, I'm out.
Sarah Willingham joins Deborah Meaden in exiting the deal, with concerns this isn't a business that would benefit from her hands-on approach. The £10 million valuation is clearly an issue in the Den. Can Tuka Suleiman find a way to drive through a deal?
To get a dragon on board, you'd have to really look at your valuation, because hopefully we'll add some value. And I'm just saying to myself, he's not here for the money.
That's not actually correct.
So are you willing to give up 15% of your business for 200,000?
No.
Well, exactly. We're all impressed with the technology, but I feel this is just a passive investment you're looking for. And for that reason, then, I'm not going to invest in you, and I'm out.
With the entrepreneur unwilling to negotiate, Tuka Suleiman also puts the brakes on a deal. Peter Jones, with his powerful black book of contacts in the world of technology, has so far remained silent. Time for some nifty manoeuvring.
How much equity have you got yourself in the business?
I've got 46.85 or something.
So it wouldn't affect or offend your other shareholders if you decided to dilute yourself, just to prove Tuka's point. So why would that be such a big thing for you?
Yeah, that's a valid question, and I guess it just really depends on sort of limits.
Well, Dan, I'm going to test that limit. And the reason why I'm going to test that limit is because I like it a lot. I think you're onto something.
Let's go, Peter. Let's go.
But there is a risk to anything here, and there are many companies such as yourselves, as you will know, that sadly don't get anywhere. I'm not convinced that you're one of those. I genuinely believe you're going to get somewhere.
Okay, hold on. Hold up, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom. I know. Yes, I know it does. I got the Kanye West. And this is when he ran for president. Remember that whole funny thing when he tried to run for president and he got like 60,000 votes? That's a picture of him. This is a coin. It comes with a coin and a stamp and stuff. And this is, of course, Bernie. You know, I really am just trying to, like I said, become the greatest, like, become one of the best collectors. You know what I mean? I really want to be known for that. I really, really do. What's with the flag? It's China. You got a problem with China, man? Come on, man. You know what I realized, Fox? I was talking about this to someone else in the chat earlier, is that socialism is going to ultimately win. And the reason why it is because we're not far off from being in VR. You know what I'm saying? Completely. VR completely. All in apartments. However, there will be such thing as digital capitalism, meaning in VR capitalism. Yes, it will. It eventually will. I promise you it will. Because of virtual reality, it will. Trust. Even rich people are going to want it to be in that world. Even the richest ones are. And so forth. So, but there's going to be a new form of capitalism, though, which will be digital capitalism. It will be digital capitalism. That's what the new capitalism will be. We will all be in augmented reality or virtual reality eventually. It could happen pretty soon. Trust me. But there will be such thing as digital capitalism. But yeah, but history didn't have VR yet. You know, VR is an incredible invention.
This is a marketplace.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about that.
Actively involved. I do a lot of work with Google. I've got very good relations. I genuinely believe you're going to get somewhere. This is a marketplace where I'm actively involved. I do a lot of work with Google. I've got very good relationships there. And I think that where you're going, those relationships will be tested. And sometimes a friendly face that's been around, that knows and has those contacts that could not just open the doors, but actually conclude those transactions and deals very quickly, will propel the business faster than others. So I'm going to offer you all of the money, £200,000. But I want 20% of the business. I'd be happy to share it if Nick is interested. Can I think Nick's still in?
A racy offer from the dragon known for his skepticism about high valuations. He's boldly asking for 18% more equity than Dan is offering. Will Nick Jenkins take him up on...
What? When you make your argument, you cannot possibly back up. I'm back. What are we talking about? Socialism, and if it works. It has taken over. We can't stop it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Humanity will lie in its creations, and in its artificial creations, which will be virtual reality as well. Yes, thank you, Fox. Thank you. Humanity will lie in its artificial creations.
You know what? You've got the right to say no. Here we go. Give you half the money for 10%. Share it with Peter. Or you can do it all with Peter for 20%.
Thank you.
And I think I would definitely prefer Nick involved, because I think Nick adds immeasurable value.
Yeah.
And both of us working with you directly is that propulsion that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Socialism is basically where, like you know, we all live in apartments and stuff like that. No one lives in like, you know, mansions, and basically it will lead to like virtual reality, and we all live in apartments, which isn't so bad, I guess, because virtual reality is going to be pretty fucking awesome. So,
Do you want to go to the back of the room and have a think about it? Yeah, if you want to have a think.
Finally, a bid for Dan's business from both Peter Jones and Nick Jenkins. But their equity demands of 10% each is 10 times the 2% that Dan originally offered.
I'll be amazed if it goes to 20. There's no chance he'll accept 20 in a million years. No way.
It's an honour to be offered that something by two dragons. I think in terms of 20%, 200,000, I'm going to have to say no to that. What I would put back to you, or both of you, is 5% for 200,000.
So 5% each?
No.
What?
5% in total?
Yeah.
An audacious counteroffer back from the entrepreneur who wants Peter Jones and Nick Jenkins to share a 5% stake.
Would you do 7.5%?
Will the two dragons be prepared to compromise at 15% less than they originally offered?
Tough.
I just wonder if we dropped to 15%.
I can't do 15, I'm sorry.
Okay. Dan, well, I think it doesn't get me excited as much. If I was sharing it with Nick, it's 2.5% each. It's
yeah.
Are you sure, Dan?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
I'll give you back your polite notice and hope that you don't regret it.
Thank you very much.
It takes nerve to turn down the multi-millionaire investors. But Dan, who's opted to decline Dragon Capital, leaves the den still holding all his equity.
I'm not sure I've got any regrets right now. You know, every percent counts in any company.
You know, in a world where artificial intelligence takes over, I think paper in general is going to be way more valuable in the future. I think paper in general is going to be way more valuable in the future. And honestly, I think people are actually going to consider it such a luxury to write on paper and stuff that literally people are going to sell their own notes online, and people, the value of the base of the paper is going to go up if the piece of paper has more room or not. Meaning, like, if a person writes one sentence on it, it could be like, you know, more valuable since it only has little space taken up. Whereas if someone writes a full page of it, it could only be as valuable as the space in it to write more and whatnot. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think today what I'm doing is actually Dragon's Den first, and I hope to blow them away with my entrance. I think the dragons' faces will just be in shock. It's a really, really exciting new industry, and I just hope one of the dragons sees the potential. Hello, Dragons. My name's Mark. I'm the founder of Drones.
Thank you, Minnie. I appreciate that. You like that? Do you like the filter, by the way? I think the filter's sick.
Safe register. We are a UK network of CAA-approved drone pilots for hire, and we are the UK's most visited website for drone hire. We currently have just under 400 members, and we charge a subscription, and we're here today to ask for £60,000 for a 20% share in our business. I look forward to any questions.
A concise pitch from company boss Mark Boyd, who's willing to hand over 20% of his online drone pilot register in return for £60,000 of the Dragon's cash. Deborah Meaden is ready for liftoff with the questioning.
You couldn't wait to get that over, could you?
Yes.
You look much more comfortable driving the drone than you did the pitch. So that's fine.
Yeah.
We can ask questions. Right, I actually don't particularly like drones. And I particularly don't like those ones that take photographs of my property.
Yes.
But that doesn't matter. Down to business. So you're a drone hire business, okay?
Yeah.
CAA...
Approved pilots, yes.
Approved
Yes.
pilots?
Yes.
Right, so you don't hire me a drone. If I want a drone, I hire you with a drone.
Yes, you hire one of our members, which can be found nationwide. There's a huge problem in the UK at the moment. There's lots of illegal drone operators operating. We provide illegal drone operators.
Next up tonight are Blackpool boys James Heaton and Alex Beckett, long-term friends and business partners.
Thank you. So I was watching wrestling, but it started early, so yeah. By the way, Fox, do you read books, by the way, ever? Ever? Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. What's up, Shelly? How's it going? Wait, did you answer my question, Fox? Do you watch, do you read books? Do you read books?
Together, they're ready to throw down the gauntlet in a bid to win investment.
Absolutely fine with a bit of a challenge in there. Don't mind taking on the dragons if they need taking on, not a problem. Whoa, look at this.
Nice. That's actually a nice car.
We should get one for the countryside.
Yeah, that's how you really wind your neighbours up.
And the entrepreneurs have already devised their strategy for success.
Just believe in yourself and just take your time, speak slowly.
Cheers, mate. And I'd say to you, don't argue with him.
Definitely won't.
Hello, Dragons. My name's Alex, this is James, and we're the co-founders of Elite Competitions, the UK's most interactive prize competition company. And we come to you today asking for £50,000 for a 10% share in our business.
So, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. Firstly, you head over to our website, you then choose the competition that you wish to enter, choose one of the available numbers.
Prize competition company. And we come to you today asking for £50,000 for a 10% share in our business.
So, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. Firstly, you head over to our website, you then choose the competition that you wish to enter, choose one of the available numbers and answer our skill-based question. We then use our random ball machine to choose the winner. This is where the interactive aspect comes from. We live stream the draw on Facebook and on our websites. This is so that the customers can see all the numbers being loaded into the machine in numerical order. Once we have the winner, we then deliver the prize to them within 5 working days for free.
So since trading 6 months ago, we've turned over £545,000 with a 30% gross profit margin and a 20% net profit. Year 1 projected is 1 million turnover, year 2, 3.3 million turnover, and year 3, 6.6 million turnover with a 40% gross profit margin and a 30% net profit margin. We've got 12,000 signed up on the site. Alongside that, we are in our final stages of app development to go on the App Store. Also, we're going to be introducing the Elite Club, which is going to be a membership-only monthly prize jackpot draw.
Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask and we'll answer them the best we can. Thank you.
Hoping to win a Dragon partner for their online competitions business are Alex Beckett and James Heaton. They're seeking £50,000 in return for a 10% stake. Tej Lalvani is keen to discover how it all began.
So guys, can you tell me a bit about your background and how you got into this?
Yeah, so I've always been into motocross, so it was my idea that kind of saw this to fruition. Basically, I came across our competitor, I entered onto their competition, and I really didn't see any user experience. I got an email confirming my order, but there was nothing following that up. It was a little bit confusing. I thought, I can do a better job of that.
And I did my A-levels in business studies and then actually went to do property developing for myself. So I did 5 houses on my own, and Alex contacted me and offered me the opportunity, and I couldn't refuse, so took him up on it.
Right, so is the company owned by just both of you, or do you have any other shareholders?
Yeah, it's us two and my mum.
Okay, all right.
Alex, James, hi.
Hi.
What is your actual revenue model? So although you've got big hero prizes like the car, give me the ticket prices for the entry level and your hero level.
Yeah, a smaller stuff, something like an Apple iMac, like £7.50 to £10. And then the bikes would be generally between £10 and £15, and then a car would be to £30.
And how often are you running these competitions?
6 times a week.
Guys, in terms of the number of competitions, you're running 6 a week. How many will you scale that up to get to your target?
We've got scalability to run the competitions every hour, and we are literally on our final development stages of the app. When this app comes out and we're doing the monthly subscription, you've got to realise that if I can get 10,000 people signed up for £20 a month, that's going to be 2.4 million turnover just on the monthly subscription side.
Thank you.
James and Alex's projections seem to be going down well with Tej Lalvani. Now, Jenny Campbell is keen to establish if theirs is a business that's playing by the rules.
Alex, James.
Yeah, okay. Hi, okay.
I like my cars, my bikes, and my 4-legged horsepower as well. So anyway, so this is gambling.
No, I mean, we run as a genuine prize competition business, which means we abide by the Gambling Act 2005, but it's not classed as gambling, no.
So what have you had to go through to get this regulated and approved?
So basically, we've liaised with the Gambling Commission.
Yeah.
There's answering the skill-based question, for one. You have to answer the
It's
question.
got to be a reasonable level of skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
James, Alex, hi.
Hi.
It's really good and it's very exciting, but what about people that don't have the money to buy such a car, so it's really clearly appealing, and they become addicted to this?
They can contact us and ask us to ban them from the website at any time so that we won't let them enter the draw.
Why would they do that?
Well, if they feel like they've got a problem, then they have to contact us and exclude them from the website.
No, I'm just sitting here thinking, if I enter the competition for a car, say £40,000 of money has come in to the two of you, but a whole multitude of people have lost. One person is the lucky one.
Correct, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Point taken, yeah. There's a winner and there's a load of losers.
I know it's life, by the way. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's whether I want to be part of that.
Peter Jones's moral compass is struggling to circumnavigate the competitions business. But will the Dragon, who was once a player in the gaming sector, be tempted to cash in a second time round?
Alex, James, I am actually the perfect dragon for you. And I'll tell you why. Having spent my early life working with the Gambling Act, when I had amusement arcades, I think you've got that pretty much covered. And in terms of marketing, I came out of the gaming industry and then moved into sales and marketing. So I think I'm the perfect dragon for you.
Amazing.
But I'm not going to make you an offer. And that's because when I was in the gaming industry, the maximum that you could pledge was £2.40 cash or £4.80 tokens. Tiny money wasn't going to make any difference to anybody's lives in terms of what they were pledging.
Yeah.
You have an extremely good business, and if it wasn't for my personal gut reaction to this, you would be a great investment. I like you. I love that you've spotted this opportunity, but you are moving too far on the side of high stakes for people who can't afford it with a really, really attractive prize. So I'm really sorry, guys. I won't be investing. I'm out.
A blow for the entrepreneurs as their self-confessed perfect dragon, Deborah Meaden, refuses to play ball with an offer. And it looks like Peter Jones is ready to reveal his hand.
Guys, I'm going to say where I am. I think business is a big gamble as it is. But for a similar sort of principles where Deborah was saying, but my issue with this is just purely a feeling of all of those people. They have a chance to win, but I just feel at that level, when you're taking it to the big cars and the big holidays, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. But yet it's taking nothing away from the two of you who I genuinely think are superb young entrepreneurs. But sadly, James and Alex, I'm not going to invest today and say I'm out. But good pitch.
Thanks.
I'll tell you what I think, guys. You've done very well so far. Your model is very transparent, and people understand how many tickets there are, so they know that you're not ripping people off.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to keep that clear, clean image and build a reputation so that people know you for that.
Yeah, agreed.
The area where you need help is maybe in sourcing the prizes, getting them at a better price.
For sure.
Yeah. You could be targeting a lot more women and women's gifts items. Put handbags, other various women's types of products.
We have actually thought of that. At the minute, as we're building it up each week, we're just kind of doing the prizes that we know ourselves will sell out.
Can I just say, why would a woman not want a motorbike or a car?
No, yeah, we do get women entering.
Every woman wants to know this.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't. Rather have the car.
I don't either.
So, I mean, look, I like you guys. You've got a good attitude, and I think you can take the business further, and I can definitely add value. So I'm going to give you an offer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to offer you all of the money, which is £50,000. But I want 25% of the business.
Thanks.
Finally, an offer, as Tej Lalvani wagers his claim for a quarter of the business. Will Tuka Suleiman raise the stakes with a rival bid?
Guys, how much money you got in the bank at the moment?
About 100,000.
That's good.
Yeah.
Looks like you guys are not looking for funding. You're looking for a good dragon.
Yeah.
I believe that I can definitely procure lots of product for you, help you on your website, and sort your visibility out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you've nailed it, yeah.
I've nailed it. So, I'm going to make you an offer. I will give you all the money for 25%.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, the reason I like you two is because you recognise that for this to grow in a sustainable way, you've got to do it in the right way. You know my background in that. You know I'm the ex-banker and the ex-financial services person, and I do believe keeping things on the right side of regulation. And I'm a northern girl, northern boys, and I'd like to meet your mum. So I'm going to make you an offer. And I'm a fair person, I'm not greedy. I will offer you all of the money for 20% of your business.
Thank you.
Strategic play by the den's resident petrol head, who undercuts her fellow dragons by 5%.
Do you want to go back to boredom and have a think?
Yeah, we want to talk to them all.
Okay.
3 competing offers are now in play. Tej Lalvani and Tuka Suleiman want 25% of the business. 15 more than the original offer. Whilst Jenny Campbell is asking for a more competitive 20%. Will the duo be prepared to chance their arm at negotiation?
Very honoured, by the way, to have some.
Yeah, thank you very much for the offers. Basically, we would like, if possible, to have 2 dragons on board.
If you want 2 dragons, I'll share it with Tej, 12.5%. That's if Tej will agree.
I'm happy to share with Tuka as well.
Also, if it would be possible, we would be wondering if you would do 10% each for half the money, and we'd have a deal.
I see what we'll do. When I get my money back, I'll give you back 2.5%. Tej agrees the same way.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fair.
So, guys?
Thanks so much, Jenny. We're going to take these 2.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Well done.
Great. Cheers, thanks.
Well done, guys.
The entrepreneur's strategy has paid off, and they exit the den with 2 dragons in play.
I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Good result.
Yeah.
Can't wait to start working with them.
Peter, can I sell you a ticket to buy a Ferrari?
They were good guys.
They
though.
were good guys.
Well, can we drive that R8?
Yeah.
It is more than we wanted to give away, but having 2 dragons on board overpowers that.
Saddled up first to enter the den are entrepreneurs Ben Knowles, Robert Sargent and Chris Dixon. With a business they think will change the way the world views travelling on 2 wheels.
We know we have something that works, and we're looking for the help to get it to the size it needs to be.
They believe their passion for pedal power, coupled with their professional prowess, is sure to secure them a deal in the den.
We've got a product, we've got the expertise, we look great. I mean, you know, what could go wrong? Hello, I'm Chris. I'm a cycling instructor and I manage training.
I'm Rob, web technologist, and I manage IT and finance.
I'm Ben. I'm in charge of operations. Together, we're the directors of PedalMe. We're here today to ask for £100,000 in exchange for 5% of our business. In cities all across the world, time and money is wasted for people and their goods sitting in traffic, not going anywhere. PedalMe is a taxi and logistics service that offers fast, convenient transport around cities for people and their goods.
We approached a manufacturer in Amsterdam. They built us this, and we now have 8 of them, ridden by highly trained employees
offering a service that is cleaner, faster, and better value than any competition. Our customers love us, and demand is accelerating.
Since we started trading in May 2017, we've seen an average monthly revenue growth of around 50%. This year, we expect to take £600,000 in revenue. By year 3, our target revenue is £10.5 million, with a profit of £3.4 million. The market is huge. In London alone, there are 400,000 taxi and private hire vehicle trips per day, worth around £1.3 billion.
And together, we believe that we can make our streets better places for everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'd like to invite you to have a go on our bike.
Oh, I want to have a go.
I'll have a go.
I'm having a go. Not in this skirt.
Hoping the Dragons will jump on board with their eco-friendly transport business.
You have to sit at the front, Tuka.
Hang on.
Are Ben Knowles, Robert Sargent, and Chris Dixon.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Ready?
Yes. Oh, hey, we're cornering.
They're looking for £100,000 for just 5% of their people and product delivery service.
Thank you.
Tej Lalvani is first to get the wheels of commerce in motion.
Hi. Look, I like what you guys are doing. I mean, you know, anything to reduce pollution is great, and congestion in metropolitan cities is brilliant. But if it's for transporting people as a taxi service,
yeah,
it could be hugely weather dependent. You know, Britain with rain, snow, wind, etc.
Yeah.
If you're taking passengers, they're not going to be dressed in the right attire, and they don't want to get all of a sudden drenched if they're going to go for a meeting or if they're going to visit friends.
Yeah. Okay, so the bikes are equipped with these ponchos.
But do you think people would want to wear some stuff which has been worn by 20, 30 other people that's smelling and, you know...
Well, we expect our riders to be looking after the equipment to a degree and also making sure everything is in order.
But it would be quite seasonal because during the winter periods you're not going to get people sitting on that. In terms of balancing it, how easy is to balance? Because, you know, if you tip over, everyone falls over.
Well, this is part of our control over the marketplace because we have this syllabus and we train people to a very high standard so that doesn't happen. But someone else trying to set up a competitor company would find that very difficult to do.
Uber could. If Uber decided to do this,
yeah,
in 1 week, they'd put the team together.
Okay.
Do you agree?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't agree?
No.
You take a bet?
Yeah.
Uber with all their money.
Yeah.
You don't think they could hire a good cycling instructor?
Why can't Uber do it?
Because it's the skill gap. It's very unlikely that they would have this combination of people who understand how to use cargo bikes in cities, a cycle instructor, and someone who has the knowledge about tech. There is no one else.
You find them.
Can I tell you something, guys? Guys, you're delusional, right?
Okay.
You are delusional.
Okay.
If I wanted tomorrow, find an instructor like you, I'd have a queue of people in my office.
Sure.
If I wanted to find a tech guy like you, and I put an advert, I'd have a queue of people. If I wanted to find someone as cocky as you, it might be difficult.
A bad start for the entrepreneurs, whose refusal to accept that their idea can be copied has infuriated Tuka Sullivan. Now Deborah Meaden wants to get a handle on the delivery arm of the business.
So where are you operating at the moment?
At the minute, we're operating in London.
Okay, so then I want these goods delivered from here and I want them there. So, you know, what's that going to cost me?
So the average cost of a journey, 2-mile journey, is around £10, and that would include £2.50 pickup fee.
So what's your revenue daily?
So our revenue daily is £500 or £600. This month we're looking to take about £13,000 or £14,000.
On how many bikes?
8 bikes.
And last question from me for a minute. How much do those cost?
They're £5,000 each.
£5,000 each. And are they bespoke to you or?
So we had a limited degree of exclusivity, which runs out in this month.
Oh, right.
Our vision, to be clear, is not just about London. Our vision is about franchises in cities all across the world.
Guys, the idea is not necessarily crazy. Do we need to cycle more and be more healthy? Of course we do. However, what is crazy is you coming in with £2 million valuation?
Yeah. So the valuation that we put on the company is based on working back on from what we expect to take in 3 years' time.
In the future?
Yeah.
So when I go and buy a new house tomorrow, you want me to pay the price that it's worth in 3 years' time rather than the price I can pay for it today? Is that your mentality?
No.
Well, why would I pay? Why would I pay 3 years' price?
I wasn't clear. So we're expecting the company to be worth somewhere between 60 and 100 million in 3 years' time.
Okay, that is crazy. That is absolutely ridiculous.
But we're offering something that other people can't do.
What, a bike that I can go and get procured in the Netherlands tomorrow, and a set of riders and trainers. You're not going to do it with my money, and certainly not at that valuation. So, I'm out.
Jenny Campbell puts the brakes on investment and is the first dragon to exit the deal. Could Peter Jones steer proceedings down a less rocky?
All right, let's see if this thing works now. What? No way. There's no way this thing works. What's up, Lizzie? How's it going, guys?
Key road for the entrepreneurs.
I think the bike's fantastic, and I think this will do quite well. But this is really tough. Coming in a valuation of 2 million is incredibly naive. To do something like this, you probably needed to come in and give 60-70% of your business away to raise that type of capital to have a chance. I'm not going to invest, so sadly I'm out.
I'm doing good. I'm trying to get into learning how to read books. So yeah, I got an ebook reader on the way. And I also got some new trading cards. Kanye West trading card. I don't know if you could see it. Out of 10. And a Bernie Sanders trading card. 1 of 1. This one's a 1 of 1. You can't see it, but it's in my post section if you go look at it. If you go look at my posts. So, yep. That's how I'm doing. I think I could turn this off now.
Interland in education to know a little bit about artists and composers. I'm like, I've seen this before, but not since Germany in 18 whatever. But that level of brilliance. And then just I think treading on his own feet a lot with sort of well, I should probably leave it there, but he's a mercurial, difficult genius of the type. That America in particular, but the world in general, is just not very good at accommodating anymore. And part of the reason for that is that we now live in a culture that rewards predictability and conformity, and that punishes iconoclasts, and that punishes good at accommodating anymore. Well, I should probably leave it there. But he's a mercurial, difficult genius of the type that America in particular, but the world in general, is just not very good at accommodating anymore. And part of the reason for that is that we now live in a culture that rewards predictability and conformity, and that punishes iconoclasts, and that punishes, we've both suffered as a result of this. That's right. Ye is kind of like a little like us, but just sort of rich, writ large.
In business, it's changing a little bit, and I was talking to this.
The Musk effect.
Yes, exactly. Well, there's this woman named Lulu Tang who is the go-to person now for PR, and she said, you actually helped shape my advice to her clientele, is the who's who of business, the very biggest names in business, and especially in tech. And she said, by being yourself, you really tried something new. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? And, but
well, everybody else was taken.
It really is.
I just think that the business model doesn't make sense financially to me. As I think it'll take a long, long time before I get my money back, and I'm going to be diluted because you're going to have to keep raising funds. So all the best, but I'm out.
I really want to love this, but there's something about it that worries me. You actually honestly don't have a barrier to market. You say it's training, I can train. That isn't the barrier.
I understand completely why you think that, yeah.
That is the saying, just so you know, I'm really good at interpreting what people say.
Yeah.
What you've actually just said is you don't agree with me at all.
I just don't believe that other people are going to come in and find people who can ride around multiple people on the front of their bikes without having collisions.
Or 150 kilos of cargo.
You're like the voice out of the dark. He says
I
this
haven't
deep
said
voice
much, have
comes
I?
in, he goes 100. You haven't said much, but it's very effective. It comes right in there.
That's why he does the training.
He scares the living, not much scares me.
A slightly unnerved Deborah Meaden is reluctant to hop on board the city bike business, making her the fourth dragon to leave the deal. The trio's investment now rests solely with their old adversary, Tuka Suleiman. Has he had a change of heart over the viability of the business?
Look, guys, you all look very enthusiastic. The problem is, I see you guys as being a delivery service, working with big brands where you pick up all the time, you're delivering on the same day. Once you start going into a commuter world, it's not going to work.
I found out my favorite rapper is on tour. I'm too broke to afford tickets. Oh, no, wait. Who's your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite rapper again? Is it this guy? I'm just kidding. But this guy is cool. Hold up. Let me answer me. Just. He's my number one favorite rapper. The second, Joey Valente and Bree. That's what's up. Heck yeah. That's sick. Well, hey, you could watch somehow. Maybe, maybe not. But I don't know. Like, do you have a job? You have a job, right? You said, or maybe not. My bad.
Either do one or the other. There's so many brands who want that service. So I'm going to make you an offer. I'll give you all the money, but I want 45% of the business. That's if you agree with my strategy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay?
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you?
We believe in our business.
No, no, I didn't.
Yeah, come on, be honest.
No, I didn't. Cool. Should we go and have a chat?
Yeah.
Thank you.
An astonishing U-turn from Tuka Suleiman, who's offering all of the money for a sizable 45% of the company.
I don't think I can do that to the existing investors.
Will the entrepreneurs be prepared to give up a much larger stake than the 5% initially offered to secure investment and a dragon in the driving seat?
Okay, Tuka, we really appreciate your offer.
Yes, I get that. I get that.
We really appreciate your advice, and we can see how we could
You'll get there one
make
day.
use of that. We don't think that that is something that we want to make as a company.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
For that reason, you know, I'm not going to invest in your business and I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, at least they denied him well.
You said that he was an ultranational. I said yes, and an
So
authoritarian.
another
Because
question is,
just being
why
one
is-
of these things is enough to be a
So
fascist.
why is nationalism at all even bad in the first place?
I don't know if nationalism is necessarily bad. I think that people kind of swap it out with patriotism sometimes. That's why there's the prefix ultranationalism. Ultranationalism is bad. It's because when you elevate your own country, just
What
like
did he do for ultranationalism?
when he talks about putting terrorists across the board for every single other country on the planet.
So helping a
It's not
country's
helping our
economy is
economy.
not. It's not.
It wouldn't be helping
So
us, and
he
it'd
was
be
not helping our
definitely
economy
our world.
during his presidency when he was actually literally getting us to import rice to China. Rice to China is benefiting our economy. Is that not? Is replacing China as one of China's biggest farming with ours, and as this gentleman also brought up with our manufacturing, how is bringing manufacturing over here, which is helped by tariffs, how is that
We
not-
already
how is that
we
horrible?
manufacture things here. If we've got more people manufacturing baser goods, then we can't manufacture more sophisticated goods. There's a reason Elon Musk, because you only have so many people.
Okay, pause. That's time. Please return to your chair.
Moths are cool. They are.
My next claim is the Make America Great Again movement would not exist without massive amounts of disinformation. Massive amounts of disinformation.
Hello, Destiny.
Hi.
Fancy seeing you here again.
Yep.
Here to bully me some more?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going. Can you state some of the disinformation?
Sure, I think over the past few weeks, we've seen absurd claims relating to hurricanes being manufactured by weather machines. We've seen outright lies about the National Guard and FEMA blowing away supplies and trapping people in their homes and lying about Biden providing financial aid to states, even though Trump is the one that has threatened to withhold aid. We've seen lies about the Haitians eating dogs and cats and Springfield. I can go on.
Have you, I have a few questions.
Yeah.
Have you left the United States?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I've been through Israel and Palestine. I've gone across Europe. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to places in Asia. I don't know what.
Okay, so you're like me. You've been everywhere. So you've seen some of these claims. You've literally seen
One
them?
time I got a bat
Are that they're false,
stuck.
rather?
Wait, really?
I mean, I haven't seen how a
How?
hurricane is made. I
Okay.
haven't talked to every Haitian in Springfield. So.
All right. So what was the second point you brought up? To be clear,
Gone across Europe.
where have you been?
I've been through Israel and Palestine. I've gone across Europe. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to places in Asia. I don't know what.
Okay, so you're like me. You've been everywhere. So you've seen some of these claims. You've literally seen them to be true, or that they're false, rather. So
I mean, I haven't seen how a hurricane is made. I
Okay.
haven't talked to every Haitian in Springfield. So.
All right. So what was the second point you brought up?
What?
About, you said something about the camps and not looking that way. That was my point. Have you been to these camps and have you seen the conditions and things that
The FEMA camps?
Yeah.
Or? No.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Period. The end. So you're saying no, you haven't, but you're saying it's disinformation. So how do you know that it's disinformation? Which is why I brought up the point: have you left the country? Have you seen with your own?
By the
eyes
way,
what's
do you
going on?
recommend any spots to California? Santa Barbara. Try
Because all
going
they
to
do is just keep.
try visiting Santa Barbara. It has nice beaches and stuff. It's not in LA though. That's right. I forgot you were in LA. Fuck all these sneezes, bro.
Building housing and hiring developers. These two developers now have been indicted because they've been spending all their money on Coachella tickets.
Yes, I like China. Do you like China?
And Birkin bags, private jet.
I was walking at night and the little bastard came out of nowhere, got stuck in my hair, and I did scream because, well, it was a bat. Wait, why did someone hit you with a bat? Yes, let's go. Let's go, T Shink. Wait, T, are you new here or have you been here before?
Jets, vacations, you name it.
Well, last time I checked, I'm not really here to debate the record on Gavin Newsom.
You said that he was an ultranational. I said yes, and an
So
authoritarian.
another
Because
question is,
just being
why
one
is-
of these things is enough to be a
So
fascist.
why is nationalism at all even bad?
Not looking that way. That was my point. Have you been to these camps and have you seen the conditions and things that
The FEMA camps?
Yeah.
Or? No.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Period. The end. So you're saying no, you haven't, but you're saying it's disinformation. So how do you know that it's disinformation? Which is why I brought up the point: have you left the country? Have you seen with your own eyes what's going on in these camps? And
Do you
the
understand
answer
that for
was-
any type of society in an advanced civilization to work, you have to be able to rely on third-party people to report to you things that are true?
Right, but there's so much fake news out there today.
Exactly.
Exactly. So my question is.
Report to you things that are true.
Right, but there's so much fake news out there today. Exactly. So my question is to you though, is that have you seen these claims? Have you seen these places with your own eyes? Do you know what's going on?
No, but I don't have time
Would
to
you-
verify
I'm watching Destiny. I'm watching Trump supporter debate.
everything with my own eyes.
I
yeah.
know, because you're too busy teaching gamers how to be nerdy
Because
now,
I can't
right?
verify every single thing in the world with my own eyes.
With your own eyes. Do you know what's going on?
No, but I don't have time
Would
to
you-
verify everything with my own eyes.
I
yeah.
know, because you're too busy teaching gamers how to be nerdy
Because
now,
I can't
right?
verify every single thing in the world with my own eyes.
Just like you couldn't verify the fact that you enjoy getting pegged.
With my own eyes.
Just like you couldn't verify the fact that you enjoy getting pegged, right? Actually, you did verify
What is
that. Anyways, but that was just a.
Technically, you need a mirror to see that, but I
Yeah,
don't know why you'd even.
it was
okay.
it was
yeah.
the B-side.
Are we here to talk sex for 20 minutes? Or you bet if
No,
you
no,
want.
no,
yeah.
no. What other claims were like not valid or false?
How many? I mean,
Something
how many more
else.
do you want? I mean, the election, the 2020 election, the voter fraud claims, but that were all fabricated.
You've been voted
All right,
out by
thank
the
you.
majority. Please return to your seats.
I think that both sides thrive on misinformation. I think average people don't have enough time in their lives to decipher what's true and what's not. I think that's the case for most people who work 9 to 5, unfortunately. But I think that your side also thrives off of misinformation. I think that you actually just did the meme a second ago. You said that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was just tax cuts for the rich, but in fact, people making $15,000 to $50,000 received a tax cut of 16 to 26%.
The majority of the money went to wealthy people.
Why is that? It's because wealthy people pay more taxes, Stephen.
Yeah.
So their share of tax burden is obviously going to be in volume more physical
Correct.
dollars. Yes.
But when it comes to the budget, all that
But
matters is the
proportionally,
absolute.
do you concede that proportionally middle class people receive more in tax breaks than rich people?
Proportionally to their income?
Yes.
Possibly.
Or their tax burden.
But the problem is the effect at the end of the day on the budget then is going to be the biggest outlay is going to be towards wealthy people, right? Our deficits are increasing because all the money that wealthy people are saving, right?
Okay, sure, fair enough. But I think already, 90% of taxes are paid by 50% of the country, and 50% taxes are paid by 1% of the country. I always hear this thing of the billionaires, the rich people aren't paying their fair share, but it seems to me that they've been paying more than their fair share since America's inception, and the middle class actually has been paying not their fair share. And I'm not saying that we should increase taxes on the middle class, but what I'm saying is the billionaires are definitely paying their fair share.
They pay a lot for sure, but if you want to fund all the programs that we have, you have to tax people more.
Back to the misinfo thing.
Okay.
I mean,
I agree that both sides engage in misinfo.
The middle class, but what I'm saying is the billionaires are definitely paying their fair share.
They pay a lot for sure, but if you want to fund all the programs that we have, you have to tax people more.
Back to the misinfo thing.
Okay.
I mean,
I agree that both sides engage in misinformation. I just think that conservatives do it on a whole other level. Donald Trump will get up and lie as easily as he breathes. If you watch any of the interviews that he gives, it's lie after lie after lie after lie.
Same thing with Kamala Harris.
Not even close to the same
Oh my
level.
God.
There's a reason why they asked him, Walls, did you lie? Were you 3 months off when you went to China?
And then he filibustered for 5 minutes.
And then for Vance, it was, do you believe the results of the last election?
Yeah, no, I agree.
These are totally different types. You agree? Yeah, these are totally different types of plans, right?
But your
Walz
side's
is probably not
constantly
okay.
touting
Vance,
saying inflation is lower now than it was under Trump. Pre-COVID inflation
Okay,
rate
pause.
2.4%.
Why did Biden say he ran for president?
I don't remember.
Do you remember the video he released at the beginning when he launched his campaign?
Hey, for the 2020 election or for
Yes.
I don't remember now.
He says because of Charlottesville. And he specifically cited that Donald Trump called the Nazis fine people. Do you believe that?
So, yes. I don't
No,
know
that's
why.
false. No, I'm sorry.
Hold on, wait. I understand what you're going to say. I know. For
Yes.
those, I don't remember now.
He says because of Charlottesville. And he specifically cited that Donald Trump called the Nazis fine people. Do you believe that?
So, yes. I
No,
don't know
that's
why.
false. No, I'm sorry.
Hold on, wait. I understand what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. It's people like to go to the quote. So some people present this as Donald Trump saying that the Nazis were good people. He didn't. He said there were good people on both sides of that rally, but it was a rally that had Nazis. I don't know in what world you would ever say that. The full quote doesn't exculpate. It's not exculpatory at all. Therefore,
The full quote, he said, the Nazis and white supremacists are completely disavowed. So he disavowed them
after he was pushed several times to do so.
No, that's not true.
That is
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
No, he said in the speech. He said it in the speech.
Okay.
He said it in the speech. And they took him out of context and said that he called them fine people. Right after he said the fine people line, he said, I disavow the Nazis. So that's a lie that the Biden campaign.
I disagree that it was a lie. His quote on its own of him saying
No,
that
it's
fine
objectively
people
false.
on both
He
sides
did
in a
not.
tiki tally on a
No,
tiki torch
no.
rally, that is insanity.
He said
That
disavow.
is insanity.
No,
It's
it
more
was-
easy.
it was
This was
fresh-
like a question on a retard test saying like, hey, listen, here's a rally with a bunch of guys. Sorry, my bad. Streamer language. My bad. Streamer language. There's a rally, and on one side you got a bunch of people with tiki torches. How would you describe the rally? And you go, well, there are fine people on both
No.
sides. It's the most easy bait in the world to say. You probably should just say that side is a bad
Even-
side. Considering how much people claim that like you have to just about all the BLM,
That's
all of this,
objectively
all
false.
rise.
It was
No,
a protest
insane.
of the removal of the Confederate statues. There were people that are normal people
Were
there.
there people that were tiki torches?
That was at the night before. That's
Okay,
irrelevant
pause.
because he disavowed the Nazis.
You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
What's up, Steven?
Hey, what's up?
So, tell me, misinformation, you mean like fake dossiers or like rhetoric that has the president get assassinated, or attempts to get assassinated? You mean like that kind of misinformation that caused 3 assassination attempts?
Do you know why those people tried those assassination attempts?
I don't know. You're your friends, right? Didn't you say like
I
one of
don't
the
think any of them
Republicans
are
that
my
she got
friends.
shot, right?
I
You
don't
had
think any
no
of those
problem with
people
that,
are my
right?
friends.
So I mean
None of
that's
the
the level of
shooters were my friends.
disinformation.
Weren't 2 of them like registered Republicans?
So they say. I think weren't they watching your content?
Were they watching my
Yeah,
content?
that's what they said.
Who's they?
They,
the
you know.
Jews or I don't.
I don't know about that. Like,
Okay,
isn't that
I
the
don't know
same?
who
Like,
that is.
isn't that the same misinformation? The dossiers, the rhetoric that he's a bad, he's
Which
going to ruin the country.
dossiers?
Oh, you know, like the one that Hillary Clinton bought, right? You
Okay,
know,
the one that was published by
the one,
BuzzFeed Media.
the fake one. You know,
I don't know
the
about
one that
if
whole
that
that
was
led
fake,
that
but-
whole FBI, you know, investigation that wasted a whole bunch of Americans' money, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think I would say. I think that the Mueller investigation turned out more credible indictments and information than the Hillary Clinton email investigation and the whole Benghazi waste of time.
Yeah,
and
but it was
almost
all
everything
that, all
related
that,
to
all
Hunter
that
Biden's
stuff
son.
that came from the, you know, the Democrat Party, all that fake news, right? Is that what you're talking about? With
I don't know. I don't know
misinformation?
if you call it fake news. It was a dossier that they paid for to be researched
That
by
was
a
that-
person.
that was-
I
that
mean,
was-
he
that
said
was-
that there was low confidence in a lot of it. Just
Hey,
like, for
so-
instance, do you acknowledge that all this about Hunter Biden and his illegal dealings with Burisma and Joe Biden, like propping up, that's all fake news too?
No, I just know he does a lot of cocaine.
Okay.
Do you do cocaine?
No, I don't. But they paid for it to be researched
That
by
was
a
that-
person.
that was-
I
that
mean,
was-
he
that
said
was-
that there was low confidence in a lot of it. Just
Hey,
like, for
so-
instance, do you acknowledge that all this about Hunter Biden and his illegal dealings with Burisma and Joe Biden, like propping up, that's all fake news too?
No, I just know he does a lot of cocaine.
Okay.
Do you do cocaine with him?
No, I don't.
You coom with him?
Not recently, no.
Because you are the Coomer Gremlin, right?
Am I the Cooper Gremlin?
Well, we know you are.
Yeah, like Donald Trump is when he
No,
was like a prostitute, like 4 years or 4 months after his wife had a child at home when he was cheating with Stormy Daniels.
You mean like how you
remember
take your
that?
wife to go get banged
I'm
out
not
by a
running for
bunch of dudes and
president. Am
suck
I
the
running for
dude's
president
dick?
right now? Are you
know,
going to vote for me or?
No, I wouldn't vote for
do you
you.
remember? So do you remember
Out by a
running for
bunch of dudes
president?
and
Am I
suck
running
the
for
dude's
president
dick?
right now?
You
Are you
know?
going with Stormy Daniels?
You mean like how you
remember
take your
that?
wife to go get banged
I'm
out
not
by a
running for
bunch of dudes and
president. Am I
suck the
running for
dude's
president
dick?
right now?
You
Are you
know?
going to vote for me or?
No, I wouldn't vote for
do you
you.
remember? So do you remember when Donald Trump was fucking Stormy Daniels?
No, but do you remember
4
when you were
months
sucking the
after?
dick on,
4
like,
months
you know, podcasts
after?
or
4
something,
months
like,
after
like
she had a
nice
child.
throbbing
You remember
cock,
that?
right? You remember that?
You notice that?
Remember that?
After
On,
4
like,
months
you know, podcasts or
after?
something,
4 months
like,
after
like,
she had a
nice
child.
throbbing
You remember
cock,
that?
right? You remember that?
You notice that?
Remember that?
I like that the standard that you set for me is the same as you set for your president. I'm not running
I'm
for
not running
president.
for
You
president.
understand
You're not
that,
my
right?
standard for the president.
Okay, well then why are you comparing Trump to me?
Because I'm just.
Pause.
Exactly,
You've been
yeah.
voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Hey, thank you, Girls Love Office. Appreciate you.
Okay, so everybody seems to be bringing up neo-Nazis and neo-nationalism. That seems to be coming up, and I want to know why. Under Obama, Joe Biden was the vice president. Under Obama, and they are United States government, this is a fact, organized a coup against the government of Ukraine. And Ukraine is known as one of the #1 countries where where neo-Nazis are going to train. You have the Azov Battalion, you have the right sector.
So one, the Azov Battalion, I think at its most had like 600 or 700 people that might have been identified as neo-Nazis. Maybe, number one. Number two, the United States did not engage in any type of coup or anything.
There is a coup. It's
No, there
reported.
wasn't.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
Victoria Nuland.
Yeah, I understand.
Victoria
I'm aware of the
Nuland.
Newland
It's-
leak. All she said was
aware
that
of
we
the
would all,
Newland
yes,
leak
the
with
leak,
Jeffrey
the leak phone
Pyatt.
call
Then
where
why
all
did
they
they
say,
why did they
where
remove
they
Jeffrey
say,
Pyatt from the embassy?
the leak call
Why
said
did they
that they would
remove Jeffrey
prefer
Pyatt from the
one
embassy?
leader of another.
Why did
There's
they kick him out of
absolutely no
Ukraine?
evidence
All of
that
this is on
Euromaidan
video.
was
This is on
concocted
video.
or delusional. You're a crazy
Maidan?
person.
I'm a
You're
crazy person
person.
because of Maidan?
You're a
Okay,
crazy person.
okay,
Yes.
привет, как дела? No, нет.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You don't understand what happened, and you're making
Yep.
up claims that aren't true. These are actual recordings from Victoria.
No, we've all
Nuland,
heard them
Jeffrey
50
Pyatt.
million times because it's the only things that you guys can
I'm sure.
propagate to try to claim that the United States engaged.
Hold on. Dude, bro, maybe. I got a Kindle right here. I'm trying to figure out how to set up something. Why does it say I have an authentication problem? We need to authenticate. Tell me what you need to authenticate. It's weird. How heavy is this compared to this? This is way heavier. Why does it need to authenticate? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
You guys haven't brought this up at all. I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay, pause.
As of
You've been voted out by the majority.
This is stupid.
Hi.
So I just want to address the fact, recently we had a debate, and so there wasn't any fact checks on Kamala Harris really anytime, especially when she claimed that Democrats don't support third trimester abortion and that it never happens. That recently happened not too long ago in Washington, D.C. with Cesar Santangelo. There were 5 third trimester babies who were aborted. We've seen this with Kermit Gosnell as well.
Can I ask, what were those 5 babies aborted for?
Why does that matter? They were still killed third trimester, fully developed,
Well,
their
the question
spines
is,
completely snapped.
Was the abortion a part of like a medical procedure for the life of the mother?
No.
So it was a totally
It was an
elective?
elective,
Okay,
yes.
I'll look it up afterwards. My understanding is 1, this is incredibly rare. 2, I don't even know if the vast majority of Democrats would support this. 3, I don't know if the vast majority of like pro-choice people would support this.
But the thing is,
I
over
haven't- I would have to
90% of Democrats actually don't. They are okay with there not being any limits on abortion. If
I
we
think
look
that,
at the states, there's 6 states, including Washington D.C., which is a district that has no restrictions on abortion. That means that all of those states are Democrat states. So yes, that side is perpetuating and at least setting a very dangerous precedent that this can happen in those states.
I think the reason why they advocate for no laws in those states, and I would have looked at this better way to craft a law for it, but the problem is that if you make it illegal, then if a medical issue does come up, there's a potential roadblock or a hurdle there where a person might die waiting to get some type of like legal
But someone
approval for
always
something.
dies in an abortion. Someone always dies. A human being always dies.
With all
when
due
we don't
respect,
have
this is an insane position, and
No,
I'm
it's
not
not.
going
How
to
is
take the
it an
position. I'm not going to
insane
take the position that the life of the fetus is going to be prioritized over the life of the mother because you want to make an abortion illegal there in that case. I don't think you have
So
the right
it's
to make that
okay to
decision.
kill a human
I think
being
that I
just
think
for
it's better.
any
I think
sort
that
of
the mother and I think
reason.
that the family should be making that decision.
So-
I don't think that the government should be stepping in and saying,
I don't think that the government should allow people to kill people for no reason.
But
That's
you're
what
saying that you're saying that you would turn the woman away from medical treatment because she can't engage in an abortion.
No,
at that point in
that's
time.
not what I'm saying. That's not the claim that I'm making. What I'm saying is that that side is saying that no one supports it, that no laws are giving precedent for third trimester abortions when that's happening. And even if it is a small number, say it's 1% of all abortions, that's still over 15,000 abortions. That's 3 times the amount of kids who die in school shootings, which is a tragedy, and that's an issue we all need to fix. But that's still a significant amount of people that are dying from abortion, and no Democrat is acknowledging that. And I think it should be at least acknowledged.
Okay, I mean, if Republicans want to put together any type of like pro-choice legislation that they feel like Democrats would support, I mean, then they can have that conversation. But obviously, that's not going to happen. So
No,
when
it's
Democrats
not,
are
because it's not
engaging
okay
in
to kill
that,
someone.
because when Democrats are engaging with that conversation with Republicans bring up the third trimester stuff, but you guys don't actually care about third trimester.
Why do
You
we
care
not
about-
care?
Because I'm
your
about
side
to
doesn't.
explain it. Because you care about all 3 trimesters. You just
Yes.
use it exactly. So you don't want to ban third trimester abortion. You want to ban all abortion.
yes,
but you
absolutely.
hyperfixate on the third trimester abortion as a way to get
No,
into the
because it's
conversation.
happening because your side denies that it happens, and it does
Even
happen.
if they acknowledge that it happened, or even if they ban third trimester abortion, you guys would still want to get rid of
So
all
you're
abortion.
okay with third trimester abortion?
I'm
Okay,
okay.
pause. Please return to your seats.
Number one, I'm a MAGA gangster. I'm outside when it comes to Trump. Have you ever been to a rally?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
not
I
your-
know.
don't know
Royce
if you
Keys,
booked
right?
some, Or
I've
if
been to
you're
rallies
really outside, because I'm
been to
outside. I'm outside. And you basically said MAGAs thrive off of lies. First of all, you ever seen a Trump rally? You don't see all of the unity and love out there?
Nope, I see things
You don't
saying
see
like
unity
deport all
and
the
love.
immigrants, and I see more MAGA flags, and I see
All
and
right,
I
so
see
you
American
support,
flags.
all right, let me ask you this. You
Yeah.
support Black Lives Matter?
Not that much.
But Black Lives Matter only when media put it out. That's number one. Trump is bringing a lot of unity and love. You support burning and looting. That's what you support.
Don't
And
think
it
that's what I
tripped me
support at
out
all, but-
how you could support
Yeah.
someone that just want the world to just go crazy, burning and looting. And I heard you say something earlier that's crazy. You said you hate America. Talk about
I
that.
don't think I ever said I hate America.
Yes, you did. And
When did I say I hate
and
America?
it made me look at you even
When did I
more.
say I hate? Oh,
Yes,
in what
you
context?
said it earlier. You said it earlier.
I don't
You
think
said,
so. I
hate
think I
America.
said that I
why Trump was
like
gonna make
America. I
America
like
great
America.
again.
I don't think
Trump
MAGA people like America. I don't think you guys
2024.
have any idea what it means to be American. I don't think you know what American values are. I don't think you know what this country was founded or built upon. And I think you guys are obsessed with a cult leader who is taking the entire
leader.
Republican Party off of a cliff.
Everything he say he do. Trump is gangster. Remember.
Can you give me one thing you don't like about Trump?
What I don't like about him, I love everything about him.
I know, because it's a cult. Thank you.
It's not a cult. I'm from
cult.
No, it's not
That's
a
a
cult.
cult.
Everything is a cult if you want to think about it.
Okay.
Everything is a cult.
To
that's the
somebody
case.
in a cult, that's probably
He-
true,
he's-
yeah.
He's someone that's representing, and Kumala, whatever her name is, she out of here. Trump 24.
All right.
Let's
All right.
go. Trump and Kumala, whatever her name.
That's probably true, yeah.
He's someone that's representing about him. I love everything about
I know,
him.
because it's a cult. Thank you.
It's not a cult. I'm
It's a
from
cult.
No, it's not
That's
a
a
cult.
cult.
Everything is a cult if you want to think about it.
Okay.
Everything is a cult.
To somebody in a cult, that's probably true, yeah.
He's someone that's representing, and Kumala, whatever her name is, she out of here. Trump 24.
All right.
Let's
All right.
go.
Hi.
Hi.
Jenny, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you think that people that support Trump are in a cult? Why is that?
I feel like Donald Trump is basically untouchable. He can do no wrong. The entire conservative party is basically centered around Donald Trump. Any person that goes against Donald Trump, it can be so many people. Everybody still looks at all of those people around him as being the fault and never Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was in office, it was because of the swamp. When people like Barr turned against him, it was because he was a rhino. When people like McCarthy didn't, like Kerry's anymore, it's because he's a rhino. People like it's this labeling of every single person around this is a bad guy is, oh, those people are rhinos and Trump is great and Trump can do no wrong, basically.
I think that's false. I don't think Trump is a perfect human being. I think anybody out here that's voting for Trump knows that he is not innocent. No top businessman, no top politician got to the top without getting their hands dirty. I think what we're all voting for is based on his policies. I think he prioritizes the economy. I think he stands for women's rights, and that is something that's very, very important to me. Do you think that Trump likes women? Do you think he respects them at all?
Yeah, Trump loves women. I don't know if he respects them. When we say
Really?
that people
You don't think
support, no.
Why not?
I think the types of statements alone that he makes about women, I think, call that into question. But you said earlier that people support Trump's policies. I don't think that's true because I don't even know what policies of Trump that nobody even talks about them.
Oh, really? He posted on his Twitter, he posted that like 20 promises he's going to make to America. He's going to make trans women competing in women's sports illegal. I think that is something that needs to be said, that he does support women in that
Are these things are these like the most important issues to you?
I think so.
Okay.
I am a woman after all. At least I know
You're
I
competing in
am.
a lot of NCAA or whatever athletic events.
I attended San Jose State. I graduated from there. You do realize surprised that there is a transgender person that's on that volleyball team and nobody on that team was told that there was a transgender woman on there?
I didn't know this is the largest issue in the election for you. It just seems like a pretty minor thing
I
altogether.
think women's
but...
rights in general is a big thing.
Okay,
Okay, but not the right to an abortion.
So you talk about misinformation, but you're giving us a ton of misinformation right now. You said, seems like nobody in MAGA even wants to talk about any of the issues of Donald Trump. Had multiple debaters come up, talk to you about multiple economic policies, compare and contrast them with Kamala, gave you great reason.
I don't think I heard any economic policy from Trump when he was in for a year.
Okay,
What
okay.
was economic
No,
policies?
no, back up. Now you're switching the claim. So what you just claimed is, I don't hear MAGA people talk about this at all.
I don't think I heard any.
That's
policies
what
were
you
brought up.
said,
Yeah.
and yes, they did. They
But
brought up the capital gains policies. They also brought
What were the
up
capital
they also
gains
brought up
policies?
tariffs. They brought up the tariff policies. They brought up multiple economic policies. Total misinfo.
Okay.
Total misinfo for you to say they didn't. They absolutely did. Are you disputing that nobody here brought up any policies of Donald
I think that when you're talking policies from somebody, if the only thing you have are tariffs, it's not really a strong policy foundation.
I'm sorry. Did you use the word any? You don't hear anybody talk about that?
Speaking like a human being right now.
Oh, but when
right?
Donald Trump
So,
speaks like a
when
human being, he's a
Donald
liar.
Trump doesn't speak like a human being.
Yeah, he's
a moron.
Anytime.
I'm sorry, but Donald Trump speaks like an idiot.
Would you
Yeah.
say it's misinformation? For instance, is it misinformation when you say that a firefighter who got murdered at a rally, when you laugh at that and you say that that's totally fine? Are you spreading
I
misinformation?
don't know if
Are
I said
you?
that's totally fine. I think I said
Yeah.
I don't really have any sympathy. for
No,
people
you
who
didn't. You laughed about it. You thought it was funny. You didn't give a shit. You were under fire on Twitter for weeks until you finally backed
Okay,
away.
you can go find, I haven't backed away from any of those statements.
Yeah.
You can go find the
You
people
haven't
who
backed away from any of them?
No, not at all.
You don't care that the guy died, right?
People died. Rallies
Yeah,
happen.
you don't
When,
care.
when this side is involved
But you
in
care
some
about
of the most
misinfo?
violent, divisive. Here's a
You
question.
care about misinfo?
Here's a question. That has nothing to do with misinfo. Here's a question.
I'll
wait.
explain how it's
Wait. Do you
misinfo.
disavow any of the
Let me-
rhetoric about Paul
let-
Pelosi? Do you
let
disavow
me-
any of the rhetoric about Paul Pelosi?
What? Even if I made any outrageous claim possible, it has nothing to do with your claim, which
Do you
is what
disavow
we're
any of
talking
the,
about. We're
disavow
talking
any
about
of
your
the,
claim.
you
Stop
don't.
switching.
He doesn't, of course not.
Stop
He doesn't
switching
acknowledge
the
what happened on
goalposts.
January 6th. He doesn't acknowledge
And
that
you're
people are turning
filibustering.
away
You're
FEMA
filibustering.
right now
Stop
because
spurging.
they're
Stop
convinced that
spurging.
the federal government's going
Stop
to take their
spurging.
houses.
Stop spurging.
You are, yeah,
Stop
you just all the
spurging
time.
and answer
You can say
to
stop
the
spurging over and
question.
over again. I'm not here to
I'm going
talk about
to.
my tweets,
Are
but if
you
that's what you really
ever-
want to talk
are
about,
you-
you do it. I've
are you
tweeted
going
crazier
to
shit than that, I
acknowledge that-
promise.
Are you going to acknowledge that you said totally fine? You didn't care. You just said right now you don't
Go
care.
fine. You can look at all my
How
tweets.
is it now? Let me explain how
What
it's.
does that do with
I'm
misinformation?
going to explain how it's misinformation. Because don't you think that if you make claims like Donald Trump is un-American, Donald Trump doesn't like the Constitution, and then you have an assassin come.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I appreciate you guys joining.
Another American